Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently in a very good situation. Economically, diplomatically, just politically, we're just in a really good position here. Now, we are working on expansion of our military, and that's not going to be a particularly lengthy thing, but it's definitely going to be a very good thing. So we're going to get that done, and we're looking to bring all of these up to that 60 level. So we're going to need a commander here. We'll recruit this guy. And we'll need a second commander. And we're going to do that for all of these. So we'll recruit these commanders. We need 2 each for the moment. And that will be absolutely wonderful. So we've already got that guy here. Then we can bring in this guy. Perfect. So that'll be fine. So now what we need to do is make sure that all of these are building, right? So we need to get these up to 15. So this is going to be Lancers that we're going to recruit. And we just want to build these basically wherever there's the most job seekers, I feel like. So we know that we had 2, so we need 13 here. Oh, I'm queuing these up at the beginning. Hang on. I don't actually want to queue these up at the beginning. Stop that. Also, I would like to go in here. I queued up 1 too many. 2 too many. There we go. And I want to move these down to the bottom. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. So that's perfect. Now, I want to get 15 here of shrapnel artillery. And again, we can build these in Buenos Aires. This is fine. So we're going to need 5 and 10. There we go. Perfect. So now we're going to need a grand total of 25 infantry units. So we're going to put in 10, 20, and 5. Cool. So that'll do. And I think at this point, we'll let this build for a while. We're going to need to recruit up. So that's going to be a little bit of a thing. We might want to bump up our government wages eventually, too. I'm going to do that right now, and that'll be fine. Large amounts of Yankee people are migrating from the United States to Rio de Janeiro. Ah, they're following Abraham Lincoln. Okay, perfect. I like it. So how are we doing on our power situation? We have no power shortages. That's beautiful. Do we have any significant market issues? I mean, fine art. I don't really care too much about that. Silk isn't a big deal. A lot of this should be built with private construction. So I think we're in a pretty decent spot here. Gold has been depleted in Arcania, however, which does mean that we should be able to build gold mines in Arcania. And that is indeed exactly what we're going to do as a top priority. We're to get those done as quick as we can. Wonderful. So this is looking good. We have 8 months on this construction queue. We're going to be done with all of our power plants at this point in just 9 weeks. So that seems phenomenal. And overall, things are very, very good. Yes, I'm aware that these gold fields were depleted. It is unfortunate, but it's fine. Anarchism has been unlocked, and nitrogen fixation. So chemical fertilizers, new farming production methods. Okay. So that might give us some problems. We're definitely going to want to ramp up our fertilizer production, so that seems fine. We can also go to chemical fertilizers here, which is going to require a lot more fertilizers in general, and that is absolutely expected. So we're going to do that for all of these, and that might create some fertilizer issues. We'll see what it shakes out as. That'll require goods substitution, so it'll take some time to figure out exactly where that's going to sit. I suspect it should balance out, though. We'll see. Okay, so our power plants are going to be fully completed here very, very shortly. We are currently 6 weeks away, as of now, from having all of our power plants completed. That is wonderful. Do we need to expand our construction? Honestly, kinda. Yeah. France wants a trade agreement. Sure, I guess that's fine. Why not? So we've got walls and wheat paste here. Minus 10 popularity or political movement for wage subsidies. We'll decline that. I think we're in a good spot here, to be honest. I don't think we need wage subsidies at this time. So this all looks good. We're making fantastic progress on paying off our debt. And very soon, once our debt is paid off, my plan is to cut our taxes. So that'll be wonderful. We can also increase our government wages. But this is we're in a really, really good position here, to be clear. So that looks good for now. And we're going to continue to work on expansion of our militaries, but I'm just giving it a little time to figure out where we're recruiting from, because we're recruiting very heavily from some areas, right? And that's not exactly what I'm looking to do. So we can come over here, we can sort by job seeker count, and we can see it's much lower in some of these areas now. If we check in here specifically, we can see 1.36 million peasants still. Okay, that is noted. I'm going to build in Sao Paulo because we haven't built here yet. So I'm going to build 10 and 15 of those. And we can actually subtract 2. There we go. And then artillery, we can build, say, we'll keep it to like the top 5 here. We can build 5 and 10 of those. This is going to be way too many of artillery and cavalry. That's understood. And then here I'm going to build, say, well, we know we need 30, right? So we can build, say, 10, 20, 30. Kind of like that. Buenos Aires is going to be a lot, though, and we'll see what that ends up looking like. We might not be able to recruit enough in Buenos Aires. We'll see. Cool. So that is this army good to go. We can do a similar sort of thing with this one, but I want to let that shake out a bit and get these barracks constructed. So that'll be fine. The gold mines in Arcania are going to be done shortly. We're up to 22 million right now with population growth of 1.36%. Noted. So that should be reasonably fine for now. Now, this armada definitely needs another commander in it. In fact, it kind of needs a third. There we go. Something like this. That should now be reasonably fine. This fleet, I'm just going to get rid of. It should not actually exist. So there we go. That'll be wonderful. And let's check in on Bolivia diplomatically here. Okay. That is still heading downward. 0.2. Not bad. That's pretty good, actually. So that's going to go down decently. Plus 131k here. Wow. Okay. We arguably should increase our construction speed. I'm going to build 6 additional construction sectors here, because we're positive on our investment pool. I want that to be going down, not up. So I want it to be going down kind of significantly, in fact. So we're just going to let that continue to be worked on. And we're going to get all of these barracks done fairly soon. We're 8 months away right now. So we've already done this army. The army here, I think we should definitely be working on. So job seekers here. Let's build some in Cordoba. So I'm going to build 15 here, but we actually only need 13. That's fine. And then shrapnel artillery, let's build in Mendoza here. So we'll build 15 here. There we go. And then infantry, let's build 10, 20, 30. Kind of like that. Okay. So now we only need 1 more of these. And we're going to get this going here in Uruguay. There we go. And then the artillery is going to come from, I guess, Rio Grande do Sul. There we go. And then the infantry, we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Something like that. Okay, now we're going to need to back off by 2 on these infantry. There we go. And that should be all of these armies good to go. So that seems good. The trade unions are petitioning the government to pass mass conscription. We can offer them elected bureaucrats. Does anyone want elected bureaucrats? It's fine. We'll offer them that, and we'll enact elected bureaucrats. Fantastic. Now we've got this play for power here. Not all is fair in love and war, perhaps, but actually, interest group political strength from the armed forces is probably okay. So we can see here that the Netherlands are currently occupied by Britain. That is certainly interesting. So we're about a year away from getting this all built. Honestly, it looks like we need to build additional construction sectors. I'm going to max out Sao Paulo's construction sectors here, because this investment pool is barely going down right now. We need to build faster. So that's indeed exactly what we're going to do. So if we check in at our peasant numbers here and our unemployment numbers, they're holding fairly firm. We should be recruiting at maximum speed at this point. Yeah, we have our military wages on highest, so that looks good. And our mobilization options are as maxed out as they can get for right now. So that seems great. I want to check to see what our current power projection is. No, hang on. I want to go in here. There we go. 3842. That has basically doubled since we started this project, and it's going to continue to go up significantly. We're building barracks incredibly quickly right now. Now, this is probably going to create us some problems when we mobilize it, because we probably don't have enough artillery production. We probably don't have enough ammunition production. We'll see what that all shakes out as. But for now, this looks decent. The next thing I kind of want to be working on is maxing out our resource production. It's not like we need to do it, but we're running out of things that we want to build. Although apparently clippers are incredibly expensive right now. As is clothing. That's interesting. That's very interesting. We may want to handle that. So let's go into our buildings here. Why do we need more clippers is an interesting question. So let's grab our shipyards here. Okay, almost all of these are building steamships at the moment. Let's have you swap over to reinforced wooden ships just to drop the price of clippers. There we go. That'll do for now. Actually, no, I changed my mind. I'm going to have this one swap over because it's not getting expanded. Okay, that'll do for now. Cool. Rally to preserve appointed bureaucrats, huh? They should focus on their studies. So I want to hop into here, of course. And actually, let's check our government administration and see, do we need any taxation capacity? No. Do we need any railway? Not currently. Okay. So that is noted. I do want to get started constructing like all of these that we can. It's going to be a lot. And I'm putting these at the bottom of the queue. They are low priority. But I want to max out our resource production. Yeah, this is going to be going negative. I understand that. But I want to get all of this queued up just so that we have things we're constructing. At the very least, we can get economy of scale and get people put to work. So that's something, but this is absolutely going to crater the cost of all of these resources because we're over-exploiting this, right? And that is absolutely understood. But let's just get this all maxed out here, and this will be fine. It'll take a while to get this all built anyway. And we'll keep an eye on other things, and we'll prioritize that over this. This is just something to keep our construction busy. Because eventually, we're going to run out of things to build. And that will be a sad day indeed. Okay, so this is all looking fine. We're maxing out all of our production here. There we go. Logging camps are next. Of course, we can build a lot of logging camps. Turns out we've got a whole rainforest here. I know that's shocking, but here we go. There's a lot of these, yeah. No doubt about it. So this is all looking relatively fine. We're primarily focused on expanding our military right now, and we might expand our military a little further. I just want to see what this ends up looking like. And financially, things are looking very good here. This is, of course, going to, you know, kind of wreck our economy a bit, but it's fine. I want to get this all maxed out. Beautiful. So there's this all queued up. Again, this is all very low priority construction. I'm not very interested in getting this built anytime soon. This is just things to be building when we don't have other things to be building. So getting all of this done will be fine. Fishing wharves and whaling stations, yeah. So that looks good. I'm not going to do this with arable land for right now because that's a little bit more complicated. No doubt about that. But for the moment, this will do. Okay. Whaling stations. Fantastic. That'll do. Okay. So we got an advance on our elected bureaucrats here. Sure. We'll take 10% enactment success chance. That sounds good. Okay. Plus 43.6k. It looks like we have a lot of these that are kind of close to finishing. 5.53k. Noted. Okay, minus 8.18k. That's more like where I want this to be. Cool. We are running a big surplus right now. We're still paying 3.66K in interest. That interest payment is almost gone, to be honest. And we'll just let that continue to work its way down for now. I think the next step is probably going to be, how much would an across-the-board tax cut cost us? That's pretty significant. We might consider boosting our government wages first. Maybe not the worst of ideas. So that seems fine. And we're just going to continue to work on these barracks. So we should be getting people put to work here, but I'm not sure how many of these peasants can actually become soldiers. We're up to 1.48 million peasants right now, keep in mind. But we are constructing quickly, and we should be recruiting reasonably quickly as well. We hit a stall on the bureaucrats. I guess we can take a setback, bringing us up to 52%. So that's fine. And let's check in on where we are in terms of power projection now. 57-64. That's getting better. Where is France? Well, France is at war right now, so this is probably not exactly accurate. 73-26. I think they're actually higher than that. But we're catching up with France. And Great Britain is currently at 46-151. Okay, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. We've got a ways to go to get there, that's for sure. We're currently working on antibiotics in order to get the other level of health institution, but after we're done with that, we should probably be working on some of these military upgrades, things like the bolt-action rifle or the trench works. I want to add this to the queue. There we go. Trench works would be okay, giving us trench infantry. Wargaming would be good too. You know, there's a lot of stuff over here we'd be very interested in getting. So bolt-action rifles, even war propaganda would be decent, even though we're not using conscripts. But we can work our way down this tree after that. So I want to check in here. We are doing fine on our universities. Okay, that looks good. We're now position 7 in terms of our great power status. I like it. We're ahead of the United States, remarkably. And we are close to passing Russia at this point. So we're catching up to the big boys. That looks good. Of course, Britain is wildly ahead of everyone else. That's to be expected. They're Britain. What else are you going to do? So we're at 93.6 million in our GDP. That is continuing to soar. And I want to take a look at how we're doing on our clothing cost. Do we have any clothing trickling into our private construction queue? Not currently. Okay. It probably will soon enough, though. 20% enactment success chance? Yeah, I don't feel like we need the loyalists, to be honest, at this point. Our loyalists are doing very well. So that sounds good. And if we check in on our investment pool here, we can see it's growing. So arguably, we should consider building more construction. I'm a little bit squeamish to do that, though, because our surplus isn't that big at this point. So I think we should probably slow our expansion of our construction at this point. We've got 14 years in our construction queue. We're going to be building barracks for a while here, but then we're going to be building all of this resource production, and there's a lot of resource production in there. Now, to be clear, that's all very low priority, and we'll probably be putting stuff at the front of the queue in order to not be building just that all the time. But that'll be fine. So our GDP is creeping up towards 100 million. We're not quite there yet, but we're definitely on an exponential curve. That looks great. And these barracks are continuing to finish. We're going to be continuing to boost our battalion count for a good long time. We're at 7325 now, compared to France, which is currently at 8370. They're at war right now. They're probably a little suppressed from where they normally would be, so that is understood. I believe we checked in on them previously, and they were at like 11,000. Austria is the number 2 power at 16,644. Okay, so that's kind of our target point. We just moved up to rank 5. Okay, we dropped down to 6, as I was saying that, but we were briefly at 5. So that's noted. If we boost our government wages, that does not give us additional prestige, so that is absolutely understood. We hit another stall here, and we'll take a second setback, I guess, boosting us up to 81% on this. So, in theory, we should make our way through that. In theory. We'll see if that actually happens. Investment pool is growing, 73k, but then it drops down to 22. Noted. I kind of do want to expand our construction a bit. I'm going to be a little cautious with it, bringing it up by 3 only. So we'll do that for now. And yeah, our barracks are kind of being torn through at this moment. We're absolutely going very quickly on that. There's a can-do attitude, apparently. I'm sure they'll figure out how to use their canned goods. Do we want Ralph Lennox to come to our country? What would he do? Legal guardianship? No, get out of here. Use of weapons, huh? Sophisticated breech-loading artillery. You know what? We'll do it. That looks good. We have a possible action for promoting or populating the Americas, and we're going to do some additional... Yeah, Portuguese pops in Portugal will migrate to Buenos Aires. I love it. So we get another mass migration here, and of course, we're going to get them assimilated and recruited eventually. And we're constructing at a reasonable rate, I feel like, at this point. 760 is our construction per week at this moment. We need a little more than that, though. I think that's pretty clear. So let's get more built here. We'll continue to work on getting these construction sectors set up. Our investment pool is positive right now, and I want it to be consistently negative. So that's understood. Checking in on the market here, closing costs have come up, and we may want to consider putting in some some textile mills. And these would be the ones over in La Paz. So I think we should probably consider building a number of these. So that's going to be a grand total of... In La Paz, how much are these actually making? You know, I don't know. It'll be fine. Yeah, this is absolutely fine. These are all going to be done in 18 weeks, and we're still working on these construction sectors in the background, so that seems fine. We're even still working on our barracks in the background. We did dip negative here, so that, of course, means that we should put a halt to our expansion of our construction. Although that may just be due to our private queue being a little wonky, which wouldn't be surprising to me. Cuba has backed down against Great Britain. Yeah, that's expected. And we're currently looking at our coalition winning a huge percentage of the vote here. Almost 90% of the vote. Not quite 90, but kind of close, like 85. It's a lot. The Crusade for Change, huh? Free trade party? You know what? No. We're going to get 100% enactment success chance. Beautiful. So that looks great. We're going to be done with these textile mills in a few weeks here. We are running pretty negative right now financially, and that is noted. That is likely due to the price of steel. That's okay. I believe we probably have some steel mills in our production here. There's some glass mills in there, tooling workshops. Okay. Let's check in on our existing steel mills and see what exactly is going on in them. Okay, so we're fully employed here. This is pretty much just the price of coal. Okay, we can do something about that. We can move up some of these coal mines over here. I want to see if there's any, yeah, like these guys. So we're going to move these coal mines up. That'll be fine. However, I do want the textile mills to be prioritized over the coal mines. So we're going to move all of these textile mills up, like so, and then we're going to work on the coal mines, and then we're going to work on the barracks. The textile mills will be done very soon, and the coal mines will be done not too long after. So this should be absolutely fine. Cool. So this is, obviously, we have a huge amount of population right now. Well, not huge amount, but it's growing. It's growing nicely. We're holding firm on our number of peasants and our unemployment. We're still recruiting up also. So, oh wow, we're number 3 in the world now. Large amounts of people from Russia are migrating to our territory now too. Perfect. So we're now a number 3 great power, and we've got additional battalions on the way in. We're at about 11,000 now for our power projection. That's looking really good. Considering we've done no tech, we've just expanded the size. I love it. Are we going to welcome Prussian socialists? Honestly, the National Liberation Alliance is so much of the vote right now. Sure, we'll give them more momentum. Why not? We now have elected bureaucrats. Our government petition was successfully completed. That is perfect. We're still at minus 50k here. We definitely do want to work on scaling up our economy a little bit, but that's fine. No. We're not going to give you any money. Okay, so that's fine. Excellent. These textile mills are finishing now. Once they come fully online, we should be seeing the price of clothing go down a decent amount. Cool. They're now online, and the coal mines are going to be following along not too far behind. France has proposed a mutual foreign investment right agreement with us. So we would be able to invest in France. Accept that. That seems okay. So that's good. We are absolutely building very quickly at this time. We just broke 100 million on our GDP. Beautiful. That is looking absolutely phenomenal. And we're going to be putting as many people to work as we can. We still need a fair amount more, and we're, of course, at Righteous Government 100. That is fully expected. We actually don't even need the intelligentsia in our party, but this is fine. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. So it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to recruit up our barracks. We're running a deficit at this moment, but there are things we can do about that. First thing we could do is we could drop our military wages down to here. That is going to reduce our prestige from army power projection, so I would prefer not to do that. But this is getting expensive, and that's not surprising. So I think what we're going to do instead is we're just going to continue to construct this up. We're almost done with all of our barracks, so we're not going to have this grow by too much more. So I think this is reasonably fine, and we're just going to continue to expand our economy. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Kintogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.